New Ireland begins vaccine rollout in Kavieng. TB cases increase in the Bogia District in Madang. Relatives of murdered woman protest in Mendi.
This is National MTV News with Shamaine Poriambep.
Good evening and welcome. This is Wednesday's news. New Ireland Governor Sir Julius Chen has urged his people to come forward and get a jab of the AstraZeneca vaccine. This follows the launch of the vaccine rollout in Kavieng. Governor Chen and his wife were among the first to be vaccinated.
With the AstraZeneca vaccine distributed to provinces, provincial health authorities are taking stock and commencing their vaccine rollout campaign. New Ireland Province launched its rollout on Monday. Governor Sir Julius Chen, Lady Chen, including Provincial Administrator William Powart, were among the first. According to health authorities, the aim is to get 20% of the population vaccinated during the first phase, which should cover health workers, teachers, police, public servants and law enforcement officers.
I am happy indeed to stand here that we now have at least some solution into this. At least in Nokat Marasin, but vaccine may come in now by stopping this plastic.
For New Ireland, the rollout of the vaccine is made possible through the support of Newcrest Mining, which donated about 8 million kina to UNICEF to support the rollout. Health authorities have encouraged people to take COVID-19 protocols seriously and comply with social distancing regulations to minimize the spread of the virus.
Vaccine emotion bani sa, you seen this bani so the virus may not affect you na family blaming. So emi stop also emi voluntary na mi play bahapil ta solo workman meri long house it bahapil lo you become next in this marasin. Sorry this lawsuit.
According to the stats provided by the National Control Center, New Ireland has recorded 44 new cases, 2 deaths related to COVID-19 and 185 cases of the disease. The New Ireland Provincial Health Authority hopes to commence its rollout of the vaccine by this weekend.
We launch in faith that what our highest caliber of professionals have made a decision and advice to the highest office in the country, the Prime Minister, that this vaccine is safe. We can today believe and launch it safely here in New Ireland Province.
Jagla Power Jr., National MTV News.
Engaram MP Salia Waipo has shared the challenges of delivering projects in his district amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. MP Waipo was also sworn in yesterday as Vice Minister for Public Service, in which he will assist Public Service Minister Joe Sungi.
Engaram District in East Sepik Province covers a vast land area, although much of it has rivers that flow through it, making it geographically challenging for effective service delivery in terms of development projects. And the COVID-19 crisis doesn't make it any better. However, District MP Salio Waipo is determined that under his leadership, the challenges can be overcome.
It's completely different electorate altogether in Papua New Guinea. The cost is very high, but with the challenges that are up on hand, we will be working together to try and deliver as much as we can in this short period of time.
Being offered a ministerial portfolio recently, MP Waipo says he had to reject it to focus on his electorate, which he describes as quite unique and different from other electorates around the country. But he was glad to accept a vice minister's role in the Ministry of Public Service, where he was sworn in yesterday at Government House, along with 5 other MPs sworn in as vice ministers.
To me, I rejected, I was offered a ministry, but I reject the ministry because I see the district that I'm operating in, it's huge, it's 17,000 square kilometers, it's very large and it's covered with water. And to deliver basic services to my people is really challenging. And funding that we are getting, it's across the board, like all the districts are getting 10 million, but not upon this time where we have challenges right in front of us of COVID coming up. I think I want to say this to my people and also to the electorate that, look, we can have challenges, but we know how to work to try and help ourselves going forward.
With the COVID-19 vaccination rollout, particularly for frontline health workers underway around the nation, MP Waipo says frontline health workers in his district will be vaccinated. Dennis Sorere, National EMTV News.
The number of TB cases in Bogia District of Madang has increased in the last 3 years due to the lack of health awareness in remote Bogia. Officer in charge of Bogia Referral Center, Mendi, says in a month the clinic gets at least 3 new cases. Hemen says more health awareness programs on TB prevention is needed to reach the remote population.
Bogia Referral Clinic has 20 health officers and serves close to 100,000 people of Bogia, Middle Ramu and Raikos districts. On Fridays, the clinic gets at least 100 patients and close to 30 patients on other days. Disease Control Officer Stephen Kumai has been working in Bogia for the last 30 years. Kumai has seen a rapid increase in the number of cases that are being presented to the clinic, unlike 10 years ago.
Oliari go finish TB emino number belong in go bigla. But start long since 2 players go finish, they come up until now. 2 players go now number 3rd year. TB sick man number belong play walk long suruki guanta. Number you won't increase go bigla.
Another challenge is to get treatment supplies to TB patients in the remote locations, thus patients missing out on their treatment. Kumai further adds the clinic needs more health workers to do health outreach programs into remote Bogia to educate the people on TB prevention.
Hospital is there because people are not giving enough talk long health, prevention, message long TB, good reach out long all bush place where number of TB people no reach out. Health awareness in a reach out, Lolisa place.
The clinic has introduced the Community Treatment Supporters Program. These are mostly family members of TB patients who cannot come to the clinic to get their TB supplies. The health officers train these supporters to go back to the village and administer the treatment on their family members.
Solisa treatment supporters, only come if training more, only come look marasin long TB patient go out na you give him. So yes, same plan mi walking lo malaria too. So mi walk lo trying down in malaria must go down. Mi training all man lo place lo oliet look out in oliet lo gi marasin long all sick man.
Bogia District funded a clinic with refurbishment of the TB clinic. In 2018, the district supported the clinic and set up the dispensary section, and a health officer is trained to operate it.
Before we are utilizing dispensary services. Now we have our own dispensary, 1, 2, purchase of drugs at Johnson's Pharmacy, Mosby. I think it's 2 times already. Time we sort lo marasin lo normal routine orders, naguri step in. So I'm helping me good step. So it took us for well over the Christmas New Year period. Time we sort them. Time members step in and we continue all services. At the same time, we got mobile clinic car donated by DDA Bogia. We got new ambulance, where referrals only. And at the same time, maintenance belong house belong officer in charge. It's done. Belong assistance through law assistance belong DDA Bogia. Now the other one is under maintenance. I'm close to complete.
The supplies are purchased by the DDA and kept at the dispensary and is used as a backup for the clinic. 10 solar fridges had already been purchased to assist nurses during immunization rounds. 5 of the solar fridges had already been installed, while 5 will be transported into designated locations for installation. In 2018, Bogia DDA secured 2 million kina towards improving the facility. The 2 million kina was used to build a new TB ward, 2 new wards for male and female patients, and a labor ward is also in the plan to be erected. Last Wednesday, the district had purchased 4 new ambulances for 4 aid posts in the district. Bogia DA Jacob Asavi warned officers to look after the ambulances and not to carry bags of betel nut.
Make him work, I must make him long and now look out him. You know, can go outside the banis way, by Bagarebo Sopla time.
Martha Louise, National EMTV News, Madang.
The PNG Nurses Association have given their support to remove nursing manpower from Laloke Psychiatric Hospital. Two factions of the mental health fraternity are at each other in relation to the appointment of the hospital CEO. Some staff opposing the appointment of the CEO were themselves suspended but are challenging their suspension. Last week, Tuesday, a barricade was set up by these staff who claimed the appointment of the hospital CEO was illegal. That barricade was later removed on Saturday by board members of the Mental Health Directorate. This issue is far from being resolved, with the Nurses Association giving support to psychiatric nurses who intend to stage a sitting protest calling on the Health Minister and Health Secretary to address their grievances. You're watching National EMTV News. More of the day's stories after the break. Welcome back to the news. A house belonging to the CEO of the Pacific Institute of Leadership and Governance went up in flames this morning. The fire started at around 9 a.m. this morning at the Administration College residential area near UPNG. It was believed the fire started in one of the bedrooms and spread to other parts of the house. According to an eyewitness, an elderly woman, a relative, was caught in the flames and sustained minor injuries. She was rescued by bystanders and was rushed to Paradise Private Hospital. All personal properties were lost in the flames. The eyewitnesses say the fire service from Gerehu arrived late and there was nothing much they could do to save the house. However, they managed to put out the flames. Fire service on-call officer Leo Ovia says they are working on establishing the cause of the fire. Relatives of late Imelda Tiamanda today staged a peaceful protest in Mendi town demanding justice for her death. The mourning relatives displayed banners, posters and placards saying compensation payment as a way of solving this issue will not be tolerated. Late Imelda was allegedly murdered by her husband, Dr. Simon Temo, earlier this week when he was caught attempting to escape a roadblock with the body of the deceased.
Mourning relatives covered themselves in mud and gathered in Mendi town to show their sorrow this morning. They staged a peaceful protest demanding justice for late Imelda Tiamanda. These relatives come from 12 council wards in Mendi. They say compensation payment as a way of settling the issue will not be tolerated. Justice! During the protest, they also appealed to all responsible authorities to do their job transparently to ensure justice is served. They do not seek payback killing as a way of settling the issue. They say they want the suspect to face the full force of the law. This protest comes after the alleged brutal killing of late Imelda Tiamanda earlier this week by her husband, Dr. Simon Temo. In an interview with EMTV News yesterday, Father Tupi Tiamanda highlighted the need for justice to be served on perpetrators of such violence. He says this is not the first time PNG women have suffered from the hands of their husband, and in many cases such issues are solved through compensation payment, which is not right.
Imin no lari mane mi gonjalo kalapus na kisim sila penalty long long ne mekim then mi paponing ni mi promote bla something ba ko big bla na big bla kara pasim blo killing ba ko pasim blo man by killing married pasim blo marry by killing man na still em la problem ba ko na ko big bla kara so at least lo one state mi to ko se mora maski pasim blo composition mi stovem pasim blo dislakan bel sorena bel kolna disla mi stovem mi to was meeting place ba right.
The husband with two other accomplices were arrested by police and now in police custody. They were caught in Western Highlands province while transporting the remains of late Imelda out of Southern Highlands yesterday. It was believed that they were to dump her body along the highway.
Olga Sanin must go straight. Mibla les long one la policeman simula bribery lo one la up corner lo one ways. If accused or a man belonging fulfilling or guilty or innocence, let him lawyer decide.
Rayon Lakingu National, EMTV News.
Landowners from Hela province plan to protest on Thursday at the Department of Petroleum headquarters in Port Moresby over outstanding payments owed to them by the state and relevant authorities in the PNG LNG project. The landowner of Hyde's PDL 128 say they have been seeking payment claims mainly of royalties and other entitlements for nearly a decade without any success.
According to the landowners, they have been waiting for their royalties and other entitlements for nearly a decade with no guarantee from the authorities. They are calling on the government to honor the two agreements signed so far and put the matter to rest once and for all.
Mipla cry los 9 years ikam. Mipla tin maniplo mipla by all companies treaty mosem all bin totoklo agreement. UBSA kokobo one time LBSA heights. But this little money blum no come. Mipla wait patiently stuff.
That is why the landowners are now petitioning the government and other authorities, including the developers. The petition captured all the necessities in the agreement, which the landowners want authorities to uphold. A spokesperson questioned the stance of Petroleum Minister Kavieng on this issue. He says when Kua was in opposition, he was very vocal on issues related to mining, oil and gas. He urges Mr. Kua to fix those issues before the new project of PDL9 is opened.
You stop opposition, you stop fight hard rule. Now you minister finish. Me like you come out here and talking people. What is something holy? Something back up. What is something right or wrong?
Another landowner claims that, according to the decision of the then PM Peter O'Neill in 2016, must be cancelled. He says Hela provincial government is not a landowner of the PNG LNG but is the custodian.
Decision making law PM Peter O'Neill 2016 by Mipla Rausim and he can sit down to this not member Rausim is agreement. This is the money will Hela province. Plot is up, petition stop, agreement stop here, look at the cloud. Stop is Hela province by Sibis money.
The landowners reacting to the delay of non-payment of royalties and other entitlements. They have threatened to shut the LNG project and push for Hela autonomy if the government continues to turn deaf ears on their grievances.
The conclusion is you make the payment now or project shut down. And then Hela autonomy.
Alexis Sengi, National EMTV News.
Wimbuka Elementary and Primary Schools outside Mount Hagen City have received new ablution blocks for the first time after 20 years. It was made possible by the European Union and UNICEF's Water and Sanitation, Hygiene or WASH program, which are being trialled in 4 pilot districts in PNG. The total cost of the ablution blocks is estimated at 200,000 kina.
The occasion may seem small, but to these children and teachers, it is a milestone achievement to practice health and hygiene in their schools. This is the first time they will use a clean toilet built after 20 years of using pit toilets or defecating in the bushes. The toilets are also the first gifts these 2 schools have received in 2 decades.
This toilet is very important. Health and hygiene in the best way so that this toilet can last him over a long period of time. Thank you, Lord, this support na funding. Me want to pioneer, let us call me with stop. Let us call coming up now. Me na so logo one blood, let us plan. First time me thank you.
Care International was contracted to manage the 15 million kina EU and UNICEF grant to build the ablution blocks. Most of the materials, such as the shadow pans, were imported overseas, including other materials that will last for a longer period of time. Tougher tanks were also installed to collect rainwater to be used in the ablution blocks. It was also designed to accommodate persons with special needs who will need the extra care when accessing the facility. Incinerators are also built to burn rubbish.
People are running through this kind legal skills or knowledge, how using all these sato pens, people are running through hygiene club. Toilet, you mean PNG, you mean also busy to must toilet. People are worried about toilet and hygiene. On man, good house go, but toilet, you're going to look him. All invasion blow staff, all ramps, all building footpath, only make him accessible, meaning that
Mount Hagen Open Electorate is one of the 4 districts in PNG selected to pilot this WASH program. 3 others are Goroka, Morobe and Bougainville. 200 communities in Hagen Open were selected to implement the Clean Plug Community project of having clean toilets. 50 primary schools were also selected, including 9 health centers who are benefiting from this project. Mount Hagen City Authority CEO Leon Noki encouraged the local level government to adopt the WASH project and invest in the welfare and well-being of the students.
Long all masawasem lo kaigai sidan round tasol lo rausim PBF lo mibla lo pekpek mibla must put him good.
Children are vulnerable to getting sicknesses, thus introducing such hygiene programs will help them stay healthy. Vasanata Yama, National EMTV News, Mount Hagen.
40 market vendors in Madang attended a week-long training on sewing and cooking. UN Women led the workshop through its Market Economic Recovery and Inclusion Project, or MARI. UN Project Coordinator Naomi Woyengu says the training is aimed at improving the skills of market vendors.
The 40 women and girls were trained on sewing and textile design, food packaging, branding, grooming and hygiene.
Basically strategic. First, you learn how to sew and then you groom yourself. After you groom yourself, you practice hygiene and then you do your food packaging and you make your sales.
The training was well received by the vendors to learn new skills to develop their product. Trainer Vivian Ningis says most vendors lack basic grooming and hygiene skills.
They need skills in hygiene, grooming, skills in sewing so they can better their lives and especially the welfare of their family and children. Also during COVID-19 now they need to also comply with government regulations on COVID-19, how to manage their food, how to manage the market organization of spaces, as well as their well-being.
Susanna Dangi is one of the participants at the training. Dangi sews her own Mary blouse and sells them at the town market. She says from the training she can now do textile design and branding on her products.
What I'm wearing now and product, me have been working. It's like 4 days training mixing. First day, me like kisim and long. Designing, like cutting out like this like design. Day 2, me making line low lining, low neck, na blouse. On the day 3, me sim this like. Okay, beading on top of the blouse. And this is what I did.
The participants had formed 2 committees. One committee for vendors who cooked and sold food at the market and the other for vendors who sew and sell Mary blouses. This is to bring order in the market and force a working relationship between vendors and market management. The Madang Town Market is one of the 12 in PNG supported by the Australian government that funded the MARI project. It is also aimed at building and enhancing the market management to operate markets safely during a pandemic and raise awareness on COVID-19. It also includes other cross-cutting issues affecting the safety and well-being of women and young girls in public spaces like the market. Martha Lewis, National EMTV News, Madang.
Owners of small to medium enterprises in Papua New Guinea can now access the national government's SME loan support at the BSB banks. The SME Credit Enhancement Scheme loan is with a lower equity requirement and higher maximum loan amount effective immediately.
BSP has significantly reduced its amount of equity requirement for SME Credit Enhancement Scheme loan and increased its maximum loan amount of borrowing. In a statement, BSP explains that it has reduced the equity contribution for the Credit Enhancement Scheme loan from 30% to 10%. This is to provide more SME owners with access to the Credit Enhancement Scheme loan. Following discussions with the Department of Commerce and Industry, the maximum loan amount under the facility has also been increased from 3 million kina to 5 million kina at a fixed low interest rate of 5% for a repayment period of up to 15 years. BSP Group CEO Robin Fleming said a more relaxed requirement on equity is necessary to reach as many SMEs as possible under the scheme to promote government objectives. The adjustment is expected to assist BSP's SME customers relieve the pressure on their cash reserves during this period of time. The reduced equity requirement and increased maximum loan amount, however, do not alter BSP's lending conditions, and borrowers are expected to meet BSP's normal credit requirements to access finance under the scheme. This includes SME borrowers demonstrating the capacity to meet ongoing loan commitments and are able to provide acceptable collaterals to cover loan amounts. The emphasis is also on the ability of a borrower to comply with regulatory requirements that includes meeting their tax obligations annually. BSP SME Credit Enhancement Scheme loan is open to all SMEs, and it does include the ability to refinance existing loans. BSP customers can inquire at all BSP branches throughout the country.
And now looking at the Nest Fund market report, the kina closed unchanged at $0.2850 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, the kina was buying $0.2775, $0.3485 Australian dollars, $0.2198 euro, and 29.49 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold is trading higher, coffee closed lower, cocoa and copra closed higher, palm oil closed lower, crude oil is trading higher, copper closed lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed at 229.23 points higher. The ASX 200 is trading at 80.57 points higher. The All Ordinaries is trading at 82.78 points higher. National EMTV News continues after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to the news. A PNG phone application developer has created an app that will allow PNG artists to make a commission if they register their music. The application is called Tea Tree Music and is currently on Google Play Store. Over 500 plus volunteers also look to make an honest living with the sale of tea tree tokens that will be used to access music on the app.
T3 they chant. This group of men, women and youths are part of an awareness and marketing team for a music entertainment phone application. The demographic is diverse, from the young to the middle-aged. All of them are unemployed and have converged to work with Kelvin Ipa, founder of Tea Tree Music, to earn a living.
Now unemployed citizen of the country, I'm now most happy. No one blab, one blab sababo. One blab location and more and tap upon NCDC straight, I'm now all stable. All of us walk now around.
It is overwhelming to see the number of unemployed citizens looking to earn an honest living. Just by a rough estimate, close to about 500 plus are working hard to promote the app. IPA has promised these men and women a 50% commission for every 1 kina token sold to access music from local Papua New Guinean artists.
Come staff as a member in the company and free, but company giving 50%, go online boom now, benefit is 50%.
Marketing these products is the hard part, and that is where these 500 plus volunteers come in. They need to get a further 30,000 subscribers to the app, which currently has 10,000 subscribers, so that tokens can be generated.
Target now, NCDC or agent or run and make him awareness, kiss him 30 to 40,000 users before all the time release him token local marketing because I'm got demand customer.
The tokens cost 1 kina. The token will be for 8 hours of music on the application with artists already registered to Tea Tree Music.
So blue access him through the token, so I'm valid 8 hours. After 8 hours, I'm expire, you buy nala token, like similar so you say simple. Nala flex card, right card, kind of thing.
The workforce is eager to work hard for the application to be a success.
Young place, but me too, me say, me want to love to me come join him T3 one time. Me can talk. Now me come join him T3, me say same life from me ember change. Now me come somebody na look at him family from me lo be in time.
Even though I'm not giving a bus fare, but still black calm. So why me come join him? Me tin if it's able picking him lo me lo behind.
The application is aimed at providing a platform for artists to earn a commission, with those registered under T3 having their music exclusive to the app and later on getting a commission.
All artists sign up or sign an agreement, formal agreement, or can we creating platform law. We creating platform law, the same agreement form law, we saving law. FM stations or YouTubers or this kind of no can play music law artists, nothing.
Kelvin has called on the government to ease the possibility for small to medium enterprises to get the much needed support to build and grow business to provide more job opportunities.
We got a system and set up no stuff. Lily startup go. I'm suppose government you sorry lo this or face news now you look sign up. I'm stop on you. I'm countryman blues you yet. Minna tomla todo.
Fidelis Sukina, National EMTV News.
The gaming industry in Papua New Guinea is set to reopen this week under strict compliance to the new normal protocols. In line with the directive from the National Control Center, all gaming machine sites will reopen tomorrow, while all the bookmaker sites will reopen a week after. NGCB Acting Chief Executive Officer Imelda Agon has welcomed the decision of reopening the gaming industry while reaffirming the industry's preparedness to operate under strict COVID-19 protocols. She said the reopening of the industry will see hundreds of ordinary Papua New Guineans going back to work and the return of normal business. Agon added that the COVID-19 pandemic had taken a negative toll in all businesses in the country, and the gaming industry was no exception. Meanwhile, the NCC will assist the NGCB to prepare a standard operating procedure with banners, flyers, pamphlets and other information mediums to ensure awareness and compliance with the new passing. Trukai Sports is next. All the details after the break. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. Finalists for the 2021 SP Sports Awards were announced today in Port Moresby. This was after the selection panel met last week to deliberate on nominations that were received from around Papua New Guinea and reached an agreement for the top 3 finalists for each of the 12 categories on offer in this year's awards.
This year's nominations were slow but eventually picked up during the last 2 weeks before the closing date for entries, much to the delight of the SP Sports Awards Committee. Apart from the National Capital District, a good number of entries were received from the other provinces. The finalists for the 12 categories were announced today by the chairperson of the SP Sports Awards selection panel, Wawik Vele. Chairperson Wawik Vele said being nominated is an achievement in itself.
I have to say congratulations to all the sports people that have been nominated. This has been a great achievement through trying times. And to be nominated is a fantastic achievement. It's also recognition of your peers and of the sporting and public community as to what you've achieved in that time. I think we should say congratulations to them, but I think we should also say congratulations to the supporters of those athletes that have been nominated.
In the 2 prestigious categories, the Male and Female Athlete of the Year, the finalists in the male category are weightlifter Morea Baru, 2020 NRL Grand Final winning centre Justin Olam, and PNG Barramundi's fast bowler Nomen Vanua. In the race for top female of the year in 2019 and 2020, it is tennis star Abigail Tereapisa, long jumper Rayleigh Caputin, and weightlifting champion Dika Toa. John Nilkare, the corporate affairs manager for SP Brewery, also officially launched the start of the SMS voting for the People's Choice Award. More information can be gathered on how to vote on the SP Sports Awards Facebook page.
So those are the 4 categories that you can do the People's Choice Award for. Male Athlete of the Year, Female Athlete of the Year, Team of the Year, Sports Official of the Year. How to vote? You type 1*, the athlete's name, and then hash, and then you send to 1-600-1600. You SMS that to that number, and then your vote gets compiled by the team from FM 100, and then it gets registered as a count.
Fidelis Sukina, Trukai Sports.
Papua New Guinean athlete Peniel Richard achieved a rare distinction of setting 2 national records in one day last Sunday in the Lone Star Conference Championships in West Texas in the United States. Richard won the triple jump competition by some margin with a 15.59-meter effort, an improvement of 5 centimeters on his own national record. He followed up later in the day with a long jump of 7.26 meters to improve his record by 3 centimeters. The Lone Star Conference is a college athletic conference affiliated with the National College Athletic Association division in the United States of America. Richard's team, representing West Texas A&M College, won the conference championship for the first time in the history of the program. Trukai Sports continues with more after the break. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome back to Trukai Sports. Following the decision by PNG NRLC to defer the 2021 Digital Cup season opener to May 29th, the Central Dabaris franchise today had their members vaccinated in preparation for the resumption of the competition. A total of 27 players, management and the coaching staff got their jab today at Edai Town.
It took a team effort to convince most of the players to be vaccinated. According to one of the players, Troy Taumu, majority of the players refused to take the vaccine. However, after a number of medical consultations and sessions, Dabaris management and players made a firm decision to take the AstraZeneca vaccine.
It took a lot of meetings and sessions in order for us to come here today. Because like most of the boys didn't want to turn up today because they were a little bit concerned about their health and all that. But we got we are really fortunate to get have Dr. Kapua as our team doctor. So he's one of the senior doctors in PNG Sports. So we're really fortunate to have him. So yeah, we had a session with him. So he explained about the COVID-19 vaccination process and all that. Yeah, so. Some of us, we were satisfied with his explanation and all that, but some still didn't want. So we had to convince our other teammates to, turn up today. So,
as far as the National Control Center is concerned, vaccination is not compulsory. However, the players were left with no choice but to be vaccinated. This was in compliance with directives from PNG NRLC and PNG RFL.
To be honest, it's a bit unfair. Yeah, it's sort of a go against the human rights and all that. But yeah. We thought about, I was one of them who didn't want to get vaccinated at the first place, but, they said if like I said before, if you don't get vaccinated, then, or if after the team don't get vaccinated, then the team's going to be released from the campaign.
Dabaris coach Gairo Pepena, who also took the jab, said the franchise is following instructions and guidelines set by the competition managers in ensuring the well-being and health of the players. Pepena says this is necessary to ensure that the 2021 season is not called off.
We don't want that incident that happened last week Friday and they called an agent board meeting to call off the competition. We don't want that to happen again. If it happens again, then the controller is going to put the competition off. Now, some of us, especially my franchise, I'll talk about my franchise. We spend a lot of money. We spend nearly about $500,000 through pre-season training. We don't want this to happen to get the competition off. So, as you can see, we agreed. We got we are really fortunate that our doctor is the one that's heading this COVID awareness team. So, we had a couple of sessions with him. It was not really easy. He had to convince us. We had to go to a couple of sessions before. That's why we're here now.
Apart from the management, coaching staff and the 27 players who got vaccinated, 2 of the players, Mukakalu and Josh Toringi, refused to be vaccinated. According to Coach Pepena, it was their personal choice not to take the vaccine. Unfortunately, these 2 players will be released from the club.
Muka is a seasonal player, he's a very experienced player. He's brought him over from Gurias. Of course, yeah, he's going to affect my preparation because he's my number 1 choice prop. I mean, unfortunately, they're not with us, but if they made their mind up to join the team again, they'll have to get vaccine. If they don't, then we release them.
Suli, Trukai Sports.
That story wraps up Trukai Sports. The weather report after these messages. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
Weather forecast for tonight and tomorrow in the southern region. Port Moresby partly cloudy with chances of brief afternoon showers. Daru partly cloudy with afternoon showers. Kerema mostly fine, although cloudy with a few afternoon showers. Alota mostly fine, although cloudy. Popondetta partly cloudy with brief afternoon showers. In the Mamasa region, Ley mostly fine, although cloudy with some afternoon showers. Madang partly cloudy with some showers and possible thunderstorms. Wewak brief morning showers, then cloudy, and Vanimo cloudy with some afternoon showers. In the New Guinea Islands, Lorengau cloudy with some showers. Kavieng morning showers easing with cloudy periods. Kokopo Rabaul partly cloudy with chances of afternoon showers. Kimbe partly cloudy with few afternoon showers, and Buka mostly fine, although cloudy with brief afternoon showers. And finally, in the Highlands region, all centers morning fog clearing, then partly cloudy with afternoon showers.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
And that's the news, sports and weather for Wednesday, the 12th of May 2021. Pleasant viewing. Be safe. Bye for now.